how to start with the dagger because it's quite complex. So we have to we have to don't worry about it, and we have to go step by step, and we will learn it. And all the dependency injection will discuss related to the Android, I mean in part of the Android way. So let's start. So firstly, what is the dependency injection? Dependency injection is the framework which is manage your source code and manage your providers, manage your objects in the memory, so that whenever you need in whole projects, it will provide you what you want to use it. So firstly, according to its definition, it's quite looks quite complex. So firstly, we will learn how we will what is the dependency injection in the coding part. So firstly, let's explain here what is the when we are using the Android, I mean we are working in the Android, so Android working with the Java. So Java has one concept, that is the modularity. Modularity means you have a task, then you have to just divide this part into the several way. I mean, if you want to perform any task, then you break your task into the subtask. Got it? So in subtask, you can say like it's class. So each task, according to the solid principle, each class should be responsible for own task. It means one class perform only a single task. Okay, so here in the dependency injection, just we need to create a class. Okay, so we need a simple class. So to perform a class, a task, definitely it will need other it's need to perform this task some other class, some other, I mean it's need help from the other class as well. So if we going to be take the help from the other class, so other class also need here. So for this class all the other class need we have here is like dependency injection. So all the other class like class 1, class 2 need to be work here at the dependency injection. It means this is the class, and to perform a single task, whatever we need from the other class, what we need from resources from the other class, we need it as a dependency injection. So here, so let's convert it into the something like a class format so that you can understand better. So firstly, if we create a class car, then definitely car have many part, and its part something like engine, tire, and something like seats. This kinds of, to create a car class, we need this kinds of this kinds of classes that call the dependency injection. So to perform a car class, we need a help of engine car class, tire class, and seats class as well in the car class, so that these kinds of classes work here as the dependency injection. So here we already running a methodology to create an object. Like if we need engine class here in the car class, then definitely we can go create a new object like a new engine, and we can use engine object in whole class. Same for the tire and seats. Okay, but the problem is something like creating object in everywhere. I mean you have to create a new engine. I mean you have to create a object of engine class everywhere, all over your projects. It means if this is the whole projects, if you want, and if I will convert your project into the different part, then if you need a engine class, if you need engine class here, you have to create object. You need engine class here, create object. You need engine class, create object. You need engine class here, you have to create object. So all these kinds of class need to be create object everywhere, and you have to responsible. I mean you have to, you also have responsibility. Once this class will completed, I mean the task will completed, you have to responsibility to destroy the engine class. I mean you have to just deallocate all the objects. You have to destroy your objects, destroy your object here, destroy your object here. So these kinds of things running if we are not using the dependency injection. So if we are not using the dependency injection, then we have to follow this methodology. Either you are using MBP, MBC, MBBM. So whatever MBP, sorry, one also here MBB, MP kinds of. So this kinds of architecture if you are using, then definitely you have to. If you are not using the dependency injection, then definitely you have to follow this kinds of things. Whenever you need the engine object, definitely you have to create a single class. So what's happened, if you are going to create a car object, then you have to create an object inside like engine here. So a car class contain your engine object here. Got it? Something like it's a class and it's holding new engine. It means a car class also contain your engine object. So each car class create an object, and its car class responsibility, once it will going to be destroy or deallocate, then definitely you have to deallocate the engine object as well. If you want to properly working with the memory utilization, then you have to go with that deallocate. So here this kinds of thing. So once we will use the dependency injection, so what it will be do. So firstly we will convert something like two part. First one provider and second one user, or something like client. It's better to use the word of client. It means this is the provider. So just for take an example, this is your projects, and it's break into the some sub modular part. Okay, so once it will convert it to the sub modular part, then what happen, all the provider, it means all those resources which will use in all other parts, then you have to create as a provider. Means if you want to create all those objects in the dependency injection which will use in the different places, like if a single object you have to use here and here, then you have to create this object in the dependency injection, and this will call a provider. Okay, so whenever you will use this one, just call this provider here. This will call provider here, this will call provider here. So you no need to worry about creating object, initializing object, de-initializing object, deallocate object. You no need to worry. It will create a single object here and it will run in your whole app. So you no need to worry about that. Just for example, if I am creating a application and this is the client means user. It can be your view model, where view model will attach your view, and either presenter or controller. Okay, doesn't matter what architecture you are using, this one, but this is called client, means consumer. The place where you will use the object. Okay, so what object you will use, you just think in your mind, this class going to be used, I mean many places. Something like, just for example, first one like a database object, second one retrofit object, something like shared preferences, and a retrofit object, shared preferences, context, and resources, and many more, according to what application you are going to be used. If something is urgent, I'm taking the example here only a common things. Like if you want to use API, then you have to use the retrofit object, and a retrofit, it means to hit your API, and you need to create a provider for the retrofit. You need to create a database. So database, it's not particular, it will not use the particular place. It can be used at any place. So you no need to worry about to create initializing the database and de-initializing the database. Once you will use, whenever you want to use it, just call the database. Everything managed by the dependency injection. So dependency injection will create your database object, a retrofit objects, shared preferences object, all things define your dependency injection. And whenever you want to use, like in your controller, either you are using view model, presenter, anything, you just use it. So let's see the benefit of the dependency object. So something like how it will work, like this is your projects and this is your provider. Okay, so this is your project, something like login and detail here, like friend list, or something like about, send mail, and here if you want to send request here, profile picture. So just a simple example, if you are going to create a application with this kinds of thing, one have it's have the login page, detail page, and send request, friend list, about us, and send email, and profile picture. This kinds of this, I mean your application contain this kinds of functionality. Then definitely how you will create according to that provider, it means how you will define the dependency injection things. So just take here, this is login screen, then definitely you have to use a retrofit. Doesn't matter you are using the retrofit, you can use anything like volley and async, any other any other library you can create. So to hit to hit API here, to hit API here, to hit API here, and to hit API here. So all things using a single API, that is the retrofit. I mean all places used to hit the API. So you have to create a single object for the API. So create a retrofit. You can say something like a retrofit model, a retrofit module, not model, module. Okay, and after that, if you want to use a database, then you have to go for the another module, something like a database module. Okay, so these kinds of things you will use. So here we will discuss about how it will work. So just here take a look, like a login and profile picture, and other have also many things. Okay, so what you already did, you did to create a retrofit object here, a retrofit object, database preferences. Okay, so once you will came here to call the login API, just ask your DI, ask DI, we need a retrofit, and use here. So this retrofit working at the inject here and work according to your task, what you want to perform here with the retrofit. Just use this one, that's it. You no need to worry about to create object of retrofit, you no need to worry about the deallocate of the object, everything. You are not responsible anything, all about these kinds of things. You have to write a code here, a single place, that's it. If you want to use a database from this screen or some other module, just call the dependency injection, just call the database module here, that's it. And after that, whatever you want to do with the database, just do here, and just that's it. And dependency injection responsible for all creating object and deallocating, everything will manage by the dependency injection. You no need to worry. So what your project application will going to be used, just create a module, like a API module, network module, and database module, and application util module. So this kinds of module what will all those things which will use multiple places, just create a separate define in the dependency injection, and according to that, where you want to use it, just use it. So what is the benefit? It means it will create a single object in whole application. I mean, you no need to create object here and many places. You have to just create you just create a single object, and you can use it many places. Okay, so if they are following these kinds of things, then definitely it will enhance your memory, it will enhance your allocation deallocation. If memory will optimize, then definitely your performance will be better. So what is the benefit of the DI? First one, performance. Second one, memory. Third one, architecture. First one is of refactoring. Refactoring means if you want to enhance your code, if you want to enhance something library, if you want to enhance your retrofit or volley in future, then you have to just use I mean you have to just replace a particular place, that is the your network module, where you want to define network module at a single place. You just enhance a single place, then it's very easy to refactoring your code. And of course remove a boilerplate code. I mean, all the unnecessary code will be removed. You no need to initialize, I mean, every classes, so it will remove. So these kinds of things we can get if we are going to use the dependency injection. So all about, I hope you guys can understand about the dependency injection, why we are going to use it, and what is the benefit, and if we will use the dependency injection, then what will impact, what it will impact on our application. Second thing, there are two dependency injection. First one Dagger, and next one introduced by the Google, that is the Hilt. So currently many organization, many I mean all the developers just using the Dagger 2 currently, but most of them just switching into the Hilt because it's quite easy compared to the other here. It's quite easy to integrate, and it's not so complex compared to the Dagger 2. So I'm also prefer to use the Hilt because it's provided by the Google, and definitely they are enhancing a lots of things, and also enhancing the lots of boilerplate, I mean remove the code complexity, everything, and they come up with the new things, that is the pro things, that is called the Hilt. So you can go with the Dagger with Hilt here. So that's all about the dependency injection. I will go with the next video. Till then, bye bye, thank you, and hope this video will help you. Till then, bye bye, thank you.